Excuse me. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 2002 Grade 8 Gauss contest. We're on the penultimate question, question number 24. It's going to be a challenging one, I hope, and hopefully you guys have taken it upon yourselves to try this contest and try question 24. Hopefully you've been able to work your way through it and see what you come up with. And now let's see what I come up with, and hopefully I'm correct. So, without further ado, here's question number 24. Veronica has 6 marks on her report card. The mean of the 6 marks, so the average, is 74. The mode, that is the number that appears the most of the 6 marks, is 76. The median is also 76, so I'm guessing there are a lot of 76s here. Well, not a lot because there's 6, but a fair number, okay. Moving on, the lowest mark, the median, by the way, is the middle if you list them all out in order. But we've got 6 of them here, so I guess the average of the 2 closest to the middle, the 3rd and the 4th one. Anyway, the lowest mark is 50, the highest mark is 94. Only 1 mark appears twice, and no mark appears more than twice. Okay, so our mode is the number that appears more often than any other. Has got to be that 76, so 76 has to be the one that appears twice. And no mark will appear more than twice. Okay. Assuming all her marks are integers, the number of possibilities for her second lowest mark, so not the 50, but it'll have to at least be 51. For her second lowest mark is the number of possibilities. Not the value, but the number of possibilities. Okay. So we got 6 marks. 2 of them have to be 76. Because if only 1 mark appears twice, so if that were anything other than 76, then 76 wouldn't be the mode. But it is. And the median is also 76, so that means the 2 middle numbers are going to be those 76s. So, from that, we can sort of build up what our list of numbers is. We have 50. We have our second lowest mark, which we'll call A. We have our 2 76s, because otherwise if we had something like 50A and then some other number B and 76, 76, 94, then it would be the average of these 2 that has to be 76. But B is less than that, so it wouldn't work. And we know we've got a 94, and I think that's it, but we do have a 6th mark, so we'll call it B. What do we want? We want the number of possible values of A. That second lowest mark. That's what we're looking for. So some things we can note right off the bat. We know 50 has to be the lowest mark. And no number is repeated twice except for that 76. There aren't going to be 3 76s, so A has got to be in this range. And I'm suspecting that B will play some role here. So let's just get this out of the way as well. B has to definitely be between these 2. We're told that 94 is the highest, and you can't have 3 76s. You can't have 3 94s either, because only 1 number appears twice, they said. Okay. So looks like we've got a fair number of values for A, but there's fewer values for B. I think A and B are going to combine. Now, the reason I think that is when we go back and look at our question, we've got the lowest mark. It's 50. We added that. That piece of information has been used. Highest mark, we've used that information. We used this information about no number appearing more than twice and only 1 appearing twice. And the mode and the median to work out that the 76s, there's 2 of them, and they have to both be in the middle. So we've used every single piece of information here, except that the mean of the 6 marks is 76. So the mean, or average, is, sorry, not 76, 74. So 74 is 50 plus A plus 76 plus 76 plus B plus 94. When they do these questions, they very rarely throw in a red herring, especially with the Gauss contests. You might find one on a Cayley or a Fermat. but they very rarely throw in a red herring, so you should be able to, if you can identify each piece of information that they give you, you should be able to check it off that it has been used. Some piece of information might be used more than once, but I can't even think of a question that I've ever seen where you didn't use every piece of information on a Gauss paper. So that's how we know we've got to involve this mean some way. And you'll notice here that now we have A and B in the same equation. So A and B, we're going to be able to work out what they add up to. Okay. So if we multiply by 6 on both sides, we get 6 times 74, and that is 444. Okay. And 50, we can clean up a little on this side. We'll still have A plus B, but we'll also have plus, and then we can say 50 plus 76 plus 76 plus 94 is 296. Okay, so now we can rearrange this whole thing and say A plus B is 444 minus 296. So that's got to be 148. Okay, so we know what A plus B has got to be, 148. So how does that help us? Well, we should probably combine it with these inequalities here. So I know that B has got to be 76 is less than or equal to B, or sorry, is less than B, less than 94. Okay? A has got to be 148 minus B. So we can multiply this whole thing by -1, and that flips the sign around. Okay? Now we can add 148 to each side. And 148 minus 94 is 54, and 148 minus 76 is 72. But that's A. So we had an original range of values for A, and if we'd just gone off of that, we would have had, I think, 24 as our answer. Now when we look in here, we don't get 24. We have a smaller range of values. Okay. So what could A be? Well, A could be 55 or 56, all the way up to 71 and 72. So how many numbers are in here? Well, if you want to figure out the number of numbers in a list, you take the top number, subtract off the bottom number, and add 1. So that's going to be 72 minus 55 plus 1, and that should be 18. So I'm thinking the answer for A, or for this might be A has 18 possible values. 72 minus 55 plus 1 is 18. Looks like there might be that many possible values. So there's D18. Okay? But how do I know I don't need to use a piece of information here more than once? Okay? So, Oh, whoops. Silly me here. You should go up to 71. So I guess this should be 17. So, how do I know that this 17 gives me all the values for A? Yeah, we were able to use the limited range for B to give us the range for A, but how do we know we haven't missed something? How do we know there's not another piece of information that maybe rules out a specific value? Okay? Well, if we have the time, and I do stress if you have the time. I mean, we've done some calculations that are pretty convincing. I'd say 17, that was B or A. One of the two, I think it was B. So we might say 17, that's the answer we're going with. Okay, 24 is done, let's move on to 25. But if we finish the contest and we have time to kill, it might be a good idea to make sure everything worked out and try other questions as well, double check other questions. But in this one, we can take each of these proposed A values, find a corresponding B value, and make sure that it does all work out, that it does satisfy that the lowest is 50, the highest is 92, there's no repeats, the 76s are all there. Okay? Now I have the time, so I think I'm going to do that. So, I'll make a little chart here. I can have 55, 56, so here's my A, here's my B, and I will just always imagine a 50 over here, 76, 76, and a 94. So as long as these two add up to 148, the mean property is satisfied. As long as we don't get any duplicates, then our mode properties are satisfied. As long as A is never above 76, and as long as B is never below 76, then our median property is satisfied. So we really just need to go through and make sure these all work. If you're confident in your answer, that's okay. But if you got time, there's no reason not to do this. $70 and $71 and not $72, right? I think that's where I just screwed up almost a second ago. Less than 72, so we've got to go up to 71. Okay. So those are our A values. Now how about our B values? Well, we have 93 over here. Well, that's good. It fits right in where it's supposed to. Then we get 92, 91, 89, 88. We can fill this in pretty quickly. And we occasionally glance up and make sure, is everything fitting in where it's supposed to? 84, 83, 82, 81. You'll notice none of the A values ever strayed above 76. They were always right between 50 and 76. 82. No, sorry, 80. $79. 78, we're getting pretty close. Here's 77. We don't go below that 76. So all 17, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 possibilities. Okay, and that was B, right? Oh, no, sorry, it was A. All right. So that does it for question number 24. In the next video, we're going to take a look at the last question, the final question for the 2002 Grade 8 Gauss, and that'll be question 25. So join me for that one later.